Time we began to learn about the horror in Manchester. We began to learn that children, most of whom were just wrapping up one of the coolest nights of their lives at a pop concert, were greeted by the evil that lurks in the corners. In the hours after that cowardly terrorist attack, posts online started to share the words of a man who once taught so many of us as kids, Mr. Rogers. Words of kindness, words of hope. I wanted to end this week by sharing some of those words spoken by the voices of hope. Spoken by the voices of children.
We are in the present includes who we are in the past.
Do you know who Mr. Rogers is?
Yes, he's from Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. Love isn't a state of perfect caring. It is an active noun, like struggle. To love someone is to strive to accept that person exactly the way he or she is, right here and right now.
What's that mean?
You don't care if the person looks different or looks strange.
How am I different from you?
You're grown up.
How else am I different from you?
You've got poofy hair.
Fair, fair.
Anyone who does anything to help a child in his life is a hero to me. There are 3 ways to ultimate success. The first way is to be kind, the second way is to be kind, and the third way is to be kind.
Are people kind to everyone right now?
No.
Often when you think you're at the end of something, you're at the beginning of something else.
We live in a world in which we need to share responsibility. It's easy to say, it's not my child, not my community, not my world, not my problem. Then there are those who see a need and respond. I consider those people my heroes.
What do you got there, Keith?
Mr. Rogers' quote. If you could only sense how important you are to the lives of those you meet, how important you can be to the people you may never even dream of, there is something of yourself that you leave at every meeting with another person.
Is everyone important? Why?
Because everyone's important in a different way. Because if everyone was the same, it would be really boring.
Are you important? How come?
Because I'm short, but sometimes other people can be bigger, but I can have advantages and they have disadvantages.
So short people are important too?
The greatest gift you ever gave is your honest self.
Love and trust in the space between what's said and what's heard in your life can make all the difference in the world.
What if you don't agree with them?
Well, they have a different opinion and we have different opinions, and that's okay.
You rarely have time for everything you want in this life, so you need to make choices. And hopefully your choices can come from a deep sense of who you are.
You know what would happen if everybody did that?
We would have a better world.
I am Brian Bass, proud principal of Linwood Monroe Arts Plus. When I was a boy and I would see scary things in the news, my mother would say to me, look for the helpers. You will always find people who are helping.
Many thanks to the 4th grade classes at Linwood Monroe Arts Plus in St. Paul. We'll be right back.